Dota 2 fans, Summit 7, America's Qualifiers, SG Esports taking on Midas Club Elite. Definitely a team that you would expect them to beat, and it's a team they're going to need to beat in order to make it into the playoffs here in these qualifiers. They are alongside the likes of NP Cole and Midas Club Elite in their group. So Midas Club Elite, the victory you definitely need if you want to be able to crack top 2. So SG, they're up 1-0. HFN, very nice play on his Juggernaut in game 1. Tavo, notable play on his Enigma as well. Really nice low ground 2-man black hole in the mid lane. In the mid game where the game was very even, kind of tip the scales in the favor of SG at the time. So Tavo always seemingly delivering for his squad. Really rough game for Liposa, the captain of Midas, on his Legion commander. Just kind of played too much of the roam, it felt, early on. And did not get enough out of his lane in terms of levels and farm, and just felt like he was always trying to come from behind thereafter. Tusk Enigma bans from SG. Very interesting. Same sort of bans from Midas Club. They'll have first pick in this one. We'll see if they'll take the Warlock, the Monkey King available as well. Treant, something that both of these teams look at from time to time. And perhaps you could even look at a Sand King, which was ignored entirely in the first draft, but something that both these teams run. SG much more so, however. We'll see what the first pick is from Midas Club. Of course, SG did have the Arcana advantage in game 1. If Midas Club Elite had the Legion Commander Arcana, she obviously would have had a much better game and probably beat the Juggernaut. So it is the Warlock. Again for joining me, guys, on this Sunday night. Hope you had a good weekend. My stomach is severely upset from drinking last night, but hey, fear not, Twitch chat. Fear ye not, for there is Dota to cast, and I will bring it to you. Alright, so LS, interesting pickup from SG Esports. I typically don't love LS versus Warlock. There's definitely a duality there. If you pick a vessel like a Slardar, Legion, Timbersaw, Axe for the lifesteal, and you can get on top of the Warlock, then boom, he's dead. You win the game, essentially. However, if the Warlock's not the target of that initiation, Chaotic Offering is a wonderful tool to disrupt the chain of initiation and take a second away from the duration of rage. Feels like with Lifestealer, you very much so want to get on that first target and kill him during your rage duration. So if Chaotic Offering can stop that from happening, that certainly bodes well for Midas Club Elite. But they go for the Silencer, so not only will they have the Infest Bomb, but they'll have the Global on top of that. So say they don't kill the first target immediately, at least they've got a few seconds of leeway with the Global to bring down either the Warlock or any other key target before Midas Club can really get their team fight working. So very interesting opening from SG, and a very direct one. Looks like they have a plan in mind for this second game.
Bat Rider!
All right. So two kind of pseudo counters to the Lifestealer, Lasso and Chaotic Offering, both magic immunity piercing ultimates and disables. Of course, Bat Rider also a bit of a deny pick, considering that SG does have the Lifestealer. You don't want to give them that natural Infest Bomb. So they'll take the Bat, they'll ban the Legion. So we're really only looking at kind of Axe, maybe a Timbersaw. There's a possibility for Earth Spirit as well, for sure. The grip can be very nice. The Earth Spirit's entire toolkit can be very nice versus both the Warlock and the Bat Rider. Wouldn't be too surprised to see that pick up. Silencer, pretty good support at zoning as well, so you don't necessarily need your Earth Spirit in lane. PA is another vessel that I didn't consider. That is going to be by SG themselves. Lena, again, taken away from ADR, probably one of his, if not his most comfortable. Really like this opening from SG. It's very hard for Midas Club to pick some of the natural Lifestealer counters into Silencer. If you look at Lifestealer counters, you look at things generally that kite open wounds or can purge it. So you're looking at Lycan, Weaver, Juggernaut. The former two, Lycan and Weaver, get owned by Global before they can get their ultimates off. So very interesting opening from SG. Now they have the Centaur as well, which is kind of another way to, you know, disregard the Global. Is you just kind of, when the fight starts, you stampede so that you've got that extra move speed, and hopefully you can make it away during the duration of the Global. But I will be in the hands of SG. All right. King RD not going to be able to taunt his way to victory in this one, as his Undying's been taken by Midas. But the Centaur, the other vessel there for the Lifestealer, they've got the Global to cover them. So really like SG's opening so far. And Midas Club can definitely team fight though. So it's going to be a matter of, can the SG, you know, what looks very good in the way of pickoffs for SG, can that break the team fight strength of Midas Club? So far, Chaotic Offering, the Undying's toolkit. Very scary proposition to fight into. But again, I mean, if you jump and get a Global off, there's no Tombstone and there's no Chaotic Offering. So SG going to be very powerful when that cooldown is up. Always interesting to see heroes like Silencer that can go from not even acknowledged in one draft to first phase material in the next. Alright, so an abundance of vessels here for the Lifestealer, Storm Spirit, and Centaur now. Silencer also synergizes very well with Storm. Allows him to find pickoffs without too much fear of pushback. And Midas Club are so far disabled light. Only the lasso to control. Not an easy target to hit a lasso on. Essentially got Stampede on top of that.
Queen of Pain.
All right. I didn't know this was a hero anymore. Volvo, fix her ass, please. I'm sorry if there are any underage children in the chat. Queen of Pain going to be the pickup for Midas Club. So again, team fight, team fight, team fight is the name of the game for Midas Club, but they are very disable light. And when you have a stampeded Lifestealer, you're fighting into a Silencer. You have a Storm Spirit who's heavily mobile, and you have no disables really to speak of. It's concerning, let's say that much. Still though, I mean, the 5-man is strong from Midas Club, but at this point, you know, seeing only what we've seen, I would heavily favor SG. There is definite potential for ADR to get Raffle stomped in his mid lane. With the Undying as well as the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain already having a good matchup. The Undying coming in, throw a few decays at him. Like, could be a very difficult lane. They don't really have anyone to counter that role. And the Undying going towards the mid. So I talked about the Earth Spirit before. I still think there's potential for that. I think that offers them another silence, which is really nice. They can maybe look at Disruptor here too. Disruptor very good against the Batrider. And glimpse him after lasso. And silence up the Queen of Pain. Okay, so one position Venge for Midas Club. So they are going to get under the towers, force you to fight into them, drop the Tombstone, drop the Rock, have the Sonic Wave. So kind of a very clear plan for them. A little bit unforgiving, a little bit feast or famine. They're not going to scale incredibly into the late game. And SG isn't the scariest either at that point, but I just really like SG's draft overall. See what they rounded out here with. Still lacking a support. As I mentioned, Disruptor, Earth Spirit look pretty good. Maybe even a Phoenix. Something along those lines. Synergizes very well with the Storm, Centaur, and Lifestealer as they jump in, they lock you down, global on top, Supernova. How are you really going to stand there and right-click an egg? So I like kind of all those picks. They'll go for the Nyx here. Okay. Pretty good against the Queen of Pain. Good against the Bat Rider. Direct counter to the Bat Rider as well. You got the Carapace for the Firefly, so pretty much reliable stun every time. Great thing as well is you can do that under Vendetta now, so the Bat Rider doesn't even see you there. He's farming a camp. You drop the Spike Carapace, right-click him, drop the Impale. I don't hate it. I mean, I felt like there were better heroes, but again, this before Tavo ever gets his Blink Dagger. King RD has, you know, level 6. In you go, HFN, and off to fight. And ADR, he's also there, so I really like S. I mean, I basically look at this game this way: if SG are able to get their level 6s uncontested, as in if the lanes go well for SG, I think this game ends pre-25 minutes. And you know, call me ignorant or arrogant; both could be applied there, but. It just feels like there's going to be so much pressure applied once that happens. So I really feel like Midas Club, they're going to have to fight around this tombstone, get early towers, get up a quick Orchid on the Queen of Pain to lock down that silencer. But yeah, I mean, their 5-man potential is strong, no doubt. I just really like SG's draft in this game. I think the silencer kind of brings it all together. And I think that last slot where they picked the Nyx could have been anything, really. Is this happening in lobbies, Valve? Interesting. Either way, both teams going to have the ugly towers. Immediate TP out from King RD as SG will set up shop on the Radiant side this game. Up 1-0 in the series. They change the position of the blips. Now that the net worth indicator is there. I wonder if net worth drops when you share a tango. Probably, right? You can't sell shared tangos. It probably literally just disappears. And that's where this little advantage comes from. Interesting. I mean, there's also wards being dropped and whatnot, but... both teams have shared tangos. Huh. Well, what do I know? Smoke up. Triumvirate of heroes for Midas. Looks like they're thinking about aggressive tri-lane here. Hey, you have an Undying, right? And I talked about like the lanes, how important they are. Tavo does get stunned up. His bounty rune is going to get stolen. But it's still 3 Radiant bounty runes. Oh no, he did pick it up. Tavo did pick it up. But not only do they get the top bounty rune, they get one for Soothes for, or they get one for ADR, excuse me, for the mid lane. Soothes was a Storm Spirit last game, so they are going to have good vision, and it feels like this is the lane where they really want to take a major advantage, and that is mainly what I worry about with this decision to go aggressive tri-lane, is that you're giving ADR a true 1v1 in the mid lane, and Queen of Pain +1 is easily kill potential against a Storm Spirit. For some reason I just got paranoid that my overlay was up. Casting problems, I guess. Glaives of Wisdom, good spell. Level 1. Liposa has basically a major regen advantage, but still takes a lot of damage there. So ADR is going to have his true 1v1 in the mid lane, for now at least. It is going to be the defensive try, so they can roam the Undying in. But just starting him off bot lane just meant that the first few waves were the true 1v1. Alright, here we go, guys. SG Dota. Keep our eyes on Tavo. He does have a taunt equipped this game.
No.
So Lifestealer, one of the better heroes to deal with Batrider early on. King RD is not skilled just yet. He's got 4 stacks of napalm, so needs to be careful. Liposa, nothing in the way of mana regen, so needs to be careful not to trade too much with his napalm here. Is only level 1. He's going to be found out here. Open wounds is going to be there. This could just be our first blood. Impale comes out. One more right click and HFN. Fortunately so, is going to be the one to pick up that last hit. Ace Rune top lane.
Sweet.
Tavo. Still only level 1, but Liposa is the same. Actually does just pick up his level 2 here, so now can look to farm up the jungle a little bit, as the lane is certainly a difficult one for him. Oh, a trade of blows in the mid lane. Goose does have the vision as well on the high ground. No points in the screen yet, so couldn't go for the killing blow. As King RD rotating in, does have a level 1 impale and is going to force the blink out to the north. Meanwhile, top lane, Tavo. Soul Rip, 3 decay stacks were there at the moment. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangos. And he'll dance it off. Survives and will dance it off. Fucking A. Gonna look to zone him, body him back out of lane now. ADR mid lane, out of regen. Shrine was used at some point here by this Queen of Pain and ADR. He's going to be forced to use his now, so they'll basically trade those. Liposa bot lane is going to be now joined up by... He's going to be joined. What the heck is joined up? By his Undying. See if that tandem can get some work done. Doesn't feel like they'll be able to kill off HFN though on this Lifestealer. He's already a few CS ahead of his laning counterpart, or laning equivalent in the Vengeful Spirit, and very difficult kill is the Lifestealer, with or without his supports. Tavo, he's picked up 7 CS. Batrider has none so far. Well, bad times for Liposa once again so far. Still only level 2, so can stack this camp up, you know, at minute 5, but he's gonna look to farm it now. Just with level 1 Firefly and 1 Napalm. So he's going to be still relatively slow. King RD level 2, going to rotate in towards the mid lane. And Bardo bottom has some vision on the high ground, so does scout Cat here. It was nighttime, not sure if they saw Bardo, but either way. No real major aggression initiated from either side. Top lane, this is going to be a very difficult kill, and Tavo is going to do the bunny hop. Gets cursed up, and we'll just TP away. Just fine to do so. Makes it back in towards base. Cat gonna take some time mid lane, interestingly enough. Storm Spirit for ADR. Gonna try and pick up a bounty rune here. Looks like he's got his bottle delivering out, so gonna get as much effectiveness out of it as he can. Farming up the camp. Use all those bottle charges up, get the bounty rune. Give Cat some space in the mid lane. So, I mean, tough lane for Storm Spirit in general against the Queen of Pain. But it just really doesn't feel like they punished that weakness at all. It really just was 1v1 Soothes versus ADR, rather than them bringing in the Undying, or perhaps even the Batrider and looking for a kill. They're just kind of giving the lanes away here, it feels, from Midas. Tavo. He's struggled, but I mean, Liposa has as well on the Batrider, so there's real no major advantage gained anywhere. Also does have a quad stack here, top lane. Meanwhile, they'll get a magic missile out onto Tavo. Fatal Bonds will be there as well. Oh, meanwhile, they do end up getting Tavo somehow down here, so Fatal Bonds, I guess, killing him off. Cat in trouble now, mid lane. Sonic Wave, first usage is going to find the kill for Soothe. But still, this is just going to mean that ADR, you know, he'll pick up his level 6 in due time. And Cat, he's okay dying there. He found some space in the mid lane to get himself, you know, a bit of experience and farm. And it's a Sonic Wave off the board for the next bit. I really like how ADR is handling the early game on his Storm Spirit. He knows that if he can get in towards that mid lane, mid game, you know, before there's an Orchid on the Queen of Pain potentially, there's really nothing to stop him here. There's a magic missile and a lasso. Should be a good Storm game if he gets a decent start and, you know, stops dying. Of course, a little bit lower on the net worth than the Queen of Pain, but it's keeping up admirably, and it's not an easy matchup. So I think the lanes have gone very well overall for SG, despite the 2-1 kill lead. And bottom lane, Bardo just basically soaking experience here. Can't really walk up to last hit, as HFN will simply just run him down. Level 6 already. Look at the CS, 54 in the hands of the Lifestealer to the next closest competitor in the Vengeful Spirit at 49. Cat up top lane. Really is a hero that you do need levels on, the support silencer. Often you see the Midas for that reason, and you know, Silencer also a hero that benefits from the attack speed of the Midas. And Tavo will dance his way back to base. Liposa, almost level 6 here, so now has really widened the gap after farming up a few stacks relative to the Centaur. So, does skill the lasso here, so often we don't see lasso skilled at 6, but he's going to look to fight early and often, it seems, and you can't blame him. I mean, you have an Undying of one position Venge, you want to take towers and take them fast. Take map control. So that's what Liposa will skill in order to do. Top lane Tavo, don't take too much damage, friend. Fatal Bonds. It'll look like the Shadow Word will kill off the Silencer anyways. Bot lane open wounds went out onto Liposa, and now maybe they look to go in with the lasso. Got the phase boots though, does HFN. 10 stick charges there, so I didn't get the full effectiveness out of them, but still feeling very safe. Tavo, he dings level 5 here. We'll take a magic missile to the face. That'll force him to miss a CS, but really nothing else further. ADR looking to eclipse his level 8 mark, and now it begins for Midas as they'll start to push in the top tower. Tavo, excuse me, does not have the Stampede just yet. But they do have a Storm Spirit. Need be that they defend the top lane. King RD going to be a big level 6 for them to find as well too. He's right up at the top in terms of the support levels. Level 5 on the Nyx, so this is much needed experience he can find in the mid lane. As soon as he gets that Vendetta, him and HFN can definitely get some work done across the map. Curse goes out top lane onto the Vengeful Spirit, and the Shadow Word will counteract that. Meanwhile, Stomp from Tavo is going to keep the Batrider at bay, and now a zip forward from ADR. He needs to be careful. He's deep behind enemy lines here. HFN will look to take out the Tombstone and be successful in doing so. ADR in a little bit of trouble, zips up towards the north. Still Fatal Bonds up. Yeah, he will be able to dodge the magic missile, and a 2-man impale from King RD comes in. The Infest comes out as well. Soothes, he's in trouble now, and why is the shop open, guys? What's happening? Either way, they get the kill. 3-for-1 as everyone from SG rotates in to defend the top lane, and it's a clear understanding of how this game needs to go for both sides. Midas Club, they want to get objectives done early, they want to take map control. SG don't want to allow that to happen. And they'll rotate in everyone to make that defense, and it'll be a very successful one. Meanwhile, mid lane, Undying in a little bit of trouble. Uphill right click from ADR. Very fortunate for him. Well, maybe not very, but fortunate enough for him. He'll be able to bring down the Undying. And it's a huge defense top lane to get a kill as well in the mid lane. And Midas are already finding themselves here at a bit of a deficit. 1,500 net worth deficit, 1,000 in the way of experience. Bardo, he's gonna be brought down though. Stampede was used for that as well. Zeus does have a double damage rune. Maybe wants to continue forward. ADR, Soul Ring available, but it looks like they'll concede this bottom tower without HFN's Lifestealer. Oh, he is keeping in now. They don't want to put it into deny range, and now Suits deep behind enemy lines. Does not have a blink for another 2 seconds. Can they bring her down in time? One more right click needed, and it'll be there. Shadow Word used as well. Impale connects onto the Warlock from the backlines. Ned, he's going to be killed. Double kill for HFN's Lifestealer, and they should be able to deny the tower at this point, as it just enters deny range. Still going to be nice for SG to or Midas to get that tower, but feels like all these engagements kind of going the way of SG thus far. Dire Vision gonna kind of cover blanket the bottom side of the map as well for Midas Club, but there's nothing much more for them to take there. Although they are going to be a team that wants to smoke up, you know, every time their cooldowns are up in the lasso, the Tombstone, the Chaotic Offering, and keep fighting. So perhaps those jungle wards facilitate that aggression. HFN, he's picked up the armlet on top of his Midas already here, 12 minutes in. Boy, is he farmed 6,900 net worth. 100 last hits in 12 minutes. Not quite at that 10 CS a minute mark, but he does have the 4 kills and an assist, which has really pole vaulted him right up that net worth chart. And even the Storm Spirit ADR, after a couple of fights, he's right there neck and neck with the Queen of Pain. TP's in towards mid. Bottle up Cat a little bit. Clean up the wave. Meanwhile, King RD, bottom lane, it's a tough kill. They'll get the Impale though, and the Global, even used for good measure, to kill off the Queen of Pain. Perhaps not needed, but well worth it, as second highest net worth target on the Dire side are going to be eliminated. 495 experience each, couple hundred gold for that tandem of heroes. And we talked about, you know, the pseudo blink dagger of the Nyx Assassin, while Tavo just hits creeps, and he's got 1,000 gold, so halfway or so on the way to his blink. Speaking of blink daggers though, the Posa's going to pick one up, and this is going to be a big power spike in the game here for Midas, something that they're definitely going to need to take advantage of. See if they're able to kill HFN. I mean, he's the key target worth tons right now.
Too bad for you.
But it's going to be a difficult, very tall order to fill for them. Sorry guys, just had a urgent message I had to respond to. Jump forward, blink from Mucosa. Rage is going to be there from HF, and he's still going to get lassoed up. King RD though, he'll get the Spike Carapace off, and the Stampede is there as well. Sonic Wave not used just yet by the Queen of Pain. Now jump forward, Flame Break keeps them back. HFN gets the Infest off and will survive for now to dodge the Sonic Wave. Then he turns into the Undying. He's going to try and Rage TP out and will make it away. So it's a Chaotic Offering used so far, a kill on the Nyx, and it's going to be another kill found on the Silencer. There was no global for that fight, however. Chaotic Offering was used, so really it's a decent job of SG to stymie the bleeding, and a beautiful Infest dodge from HFN to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Tavo just AFK top lane, gets half the damage done on that tier 1. Gets well on his way to his Blink Dagger and ADR mid lane. He's going to find his team a kill here on Bardo. Impale not going to get the killing blow, but keep him back, and ADR will end up utilizing the Shrine there. So he does go for the treads in this game, which is interesting. Usually you see Arcanes because it allows you to transition a little more quickly into the Bloodstone, but either way. Bit of tank ability. Synergizes nicely with the Soul Ring as well. You can swap to strength as you use it, and then to int. Fire Ward scouting out HFN. Very difficult kill though. Liposa stalking bottom lane. This would be a massive kill if they can get it. And he'll jump in. He'll find the lasso. King RD is nearby, however. Can he stop them? He'll get the impale off onto 2. Beautifully played by King RD. And that'll be a lasso down. Meanwhile, though, Tavo did die somewhere else somehow. Looks like the Vengeful Spirit able to kill him off. King RD, right place, right time, saving his carry. Else SG would have lost 2 key heroes there. So they lose Tavo just near the Blink Dagger. Very costly death in terms of timing. And it'll probably cost them a tower as well. If Tavo TP's right on the face of fucking A. Looks like they'll TP in, and yeah, ADR will be just fine. Or the tower will be just fine, thanks to ADR. Meanwhile, mid lane. Cat in trouble. Should find the kill. Oh no, they get the silence off from the last word. A couple of right clicks. Beautifully played, and Cat, he will not survive. He gets denied though by Tavo. Sue's not even any experience or gold for that, as he was dead and the kill denied. SG are comfortable to take this a little bit later. They know that, you know, with Midas's lineup, if they don't constantly win fights in this early game, that they are not in a comfortable position. Posa gonna look to find the stun here. Gets the lasso off. Does a double damage. Fucking A nearby. Oh, magic missile is dodged. And it was almost like a bit of a miscommunication, right? Liposa's going this way for the Vengeful Spirit, and then he changes his mind to go this way. The Venge comes back, gets the magic missile, and it's just that split second of decision making that cost them essentially the chain CC, and more than likely the kill on ADR. So, unfortunate for Midas Club side. Again, lasso off the board for a bit. Now HFN going to feel very safe in this mid lane. Has a Deso already 18 minutes in. This is one of the most farmed lifestealers I've seen in some time. And being 5-0 and 2 will certainly help that cause. Jump forward with the reveal of the Blink Dagger. They are going to find a very key target in the Venge. 2-man impale from the east from King RD. Fucking A, he's in trouble, but he does have the Shadow Word, and it looks like they'll use a Stampede to bail out. Again, SG, nothing wrong with being patient for them in this game. Fucking A proving to be tankier than they anticipated with the Dragon Lance and the Helm of the Dominator, so very stat-oriented build for the Venge. It is going to mean, however, that more than likely they lose their tier 1 in the mid lane. No Stampede available, no global for 20. King RD has really been playing well on this game. Jump forward though. They do find Tavo, or they do find fucking A once again. He's gonna get swapped out onto Bardo. 2-man impale from King RD, and now Liposa and Sue's going to work on the south side. They are gonna bring down Tavo, and Cat Silence is gonna be there just for another second. Sue's gets off the Sonic Waves and backs out. Sonic Wave didn't really connect on anyone, it felt. King RD under the cover of Vendetta. They do end up getting the tower, but now Zip forward from the Storm Spirit. He's gonna be lassoed up immediately. Bardo gets the soul rip off and survives. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit brought down HFN, last man standing alongside King RD, and maybe that was a bit of foreshadowing, but Suze, he's going to blink aggressively and underestimates the potential of HFN. Perhaps assumed that the Open Wounds was down there, but it cost him his life, and that would have been a clearly won fight for Midas if it weren't for the Queen of Pain going down on the back end. So they do get the tower, but losing the Queen of Pain, not, you know, certainly subpar, not ideal. And HFN still kind of the only concern here. ADR, they've been able to deal with him thus far. He does pick up the Bloodstone after dying, it seems, unless maybe he got a couple of charges and then died, but more than likely picks it up after death there. And it just feels like they can't quite initiate on this Venge. They need to pick a different target. She's just too tanky with the Soul Rip behind her, the potential for a swap, Chaotic Offering, Shadow Word, and, you know, 1800 HP at this point in the game. Very tanky target, very difficult to bring down, even for the likes of HFN. Well, Shrine up. Smoke not in anyone's hands, and actually, it's a good thing they didn't smoke, as
Worthy tribute.
the ward was nearby. But Midas should have a good idea that, you know, if Lifestealer, Nyx, and Centaur are together, I wonder what they're up to.
A gift from the goddess.
King RD gonna look to find someone in the side chop jungle area for the Dire. Won't be able to do so though. But he may be able to find someone top lane. May be able to find more than he bargains for, in fact, top lane. Vendetta soon to expire. Still wants to stay in the tree lines. Bardo nearby. Do they catch a glimpse of the Undying? They'll find him just in the nick of time. And with the open wounds, a couple of right clicks, they'll kill him off. Meanwhile, ADR picks up a rune. It's going to be an arcane rune. Maybe they want to fight with this. Liposa nearby, as is fucking A. And they're going to expect HFN to show in lane after that pick. This could be a kill if HFN doesn't react quickly with his Q. Well, fucking A is going to opt to back out towards bottom lane. They know the Nyx was somewhere nearby, of course, as they executed that gank as a duo. So, playing it safe for now. Is Midas Club. So my prediction was certainly wrong. I said if the lanes go well for SG, they would end the game under 25 minutes. So they do have a 6k net worth lead, and they are about to kill the Liposa. But they certainly won't end the game under 25 minutes.
You needed an altitude adjustment.
So first charge on the Bloodstone for ADR, and HFN is going to be able to bring down the tier 2 top lane. Still 2 tier 1s standing in the other lanes here for Midas. They're not the healthiest, but they are standing. Twos will pick himself up a double damage rune. Does have an Orchid, can be very nice against the Lifestealer as well as the Storm.
Coin for me.
Storm had anything to deal with that on the way? No, he's going for an Orchid of himself. So no Yules, no Lincolns, no Lotus Orb, nothing of that nature. Oh, King RD, perfect place here. Right place, right time to pop the smoke. Gets the Spike Carapace off. He will be silenced up, and ADR going to jump through with the Infest Bomb, and the Global is there. They bring down the Queen of Pain. Now fucking A's in a little bit of trouble. They do get the Chaotic Offering off. ADR is able to dodge it up to the high ground. HFN, he's in a lot of trouble. Jump forward. They will catch the Stomp onto 2 and Double Edge, but it looks like Tavo could be in a lot of trouble here. ADR, he's going to get up to the top lane, top high ground, I should say, and try and bring down fucking A. He's got no mana left, though, and with the stick charges and the Shadow Word, ADR is going to fall.
Smoked.
And they get the early kill on the Queen of Pain, but just nothing off the back of that. They get the global off. Ned was behind, able to Chaotic Offering and kind of keep everyone at bay. And this is kind of the issue I was talking about in the draft screen with Lifestealer versus Warlock, is that if you don't kill him in the Infest, then he's always going to stop you mid-rage, and you're going to have to either back away and run or die. So very good timing for a win for Midas Club, as it will facilitate a Roshan attempt. And this is certainly a piece of the puzzle that is very important for them. Liposa jumping up towards the high ground, looking to find King RD. Does get the dust off. King RD under the cover of Vendetta, but he is dusted up. He had the Spike Carapace there to keep Liposa from initiating on him. However, it is an Aegis for fucking A. And that'll give them more than enough time when this next Chaotic Offering comes up to try and take a fight.
Where's the party?
ADR finds the coveted regeneration rune for every Storm Sphere player that each of them dream of. King RD top lane alongside HFN, who's completed up the SNY and is looking at an Assault Cuirass. Yeah, definitely need that armor versus the Vengeful Spirit.
Regeneration. Over here now.
A little bit afraid of the Bat Rider is ADR, evidently. So, Chaotic Offering, 20 seconds until it's up, and looks like Midas, they're going to be grouping up to fight here shortly, as they should. What their lineup is meant to do, they have the Aegis in hand, so they've got all the tools they need. They are very close to a Midas, however, for fucking A. Yep, completed up now. Okay, so they have pretty much everything they need to fight. And they will smoke up. This will be a major turning point in the game. King RD, he's going to be found out to a sentry. Gets the spike carapace off in time. Will HFN come out? Not quite yet. And now the global going to come out. HFN going to try and run away. He rages NTPs. He's going to get swapped, though. This is big for Midas. They'll kill him. Sonic Wave is going to be there with the lasso. And last time their smoke was popped by a Nyx Assassin, it did not go well for Midas Club. But this time they were prepared, and they have an Aegis now. Buyback is available for the Lifestealer as well as the Nyx, and this push is going to happen quickly. As I say that, maybe it doesn't. Nice play by ADR. Tier 2 will be dropped 30 seconds with no lifesteal. This could be a lane of racks, honestly. Zap. Two-man impale from King RD, just trying to keep them at bay. And now jump forward. That is an Aegis target, but they're going to try and bring her down. The stomp will not connect. As a nice volley of force staffs connect onto fucking A. ADR looking for something on the backlines. Won't be able to find it. They do keep their tier 3 up without having to buy back their lifestealer, though, for SG. Which is crucial, as their shrines will still be up. They've given now 2 Roches to Midas Club, so the third could just be the nail in the coffin. They really need to be able to contest those, and shrines, having shrines alive is the first step in doing so. Midas Club, we saw them buy an early gem last game, and you know, theme is the same in this one. That they've really put a lot of importance on keeping vision up, and they've done a good job of it. No gem in this game, but certainly done a good job. Blink Dagger soon to be picked up by King RD. It's gonna be a really nice tool for him to have. Tavo maybe into a pipe for his squad. Has a Solar Crest for now. All the cooldowns up except for Chaotic Offering. 30 seconds until that's over. And Aegis expires in 40 seconds. So Midas gonna retreat to farming. ADR does have his Orchid now, and that has not been there for the previous fights. Let's see if this is enough for SG. Diva's BKB queued up for ADR. They definitely need all the armor auras they can get up against the Vengeful Spirit. No Vlads, though, on the Radiant side. To some extent feels like a bit of a forgotten item. Still very good. HFN and his squad looking for the tower trade top lane. ADR be forced to shrine up. And the Aegis will now expire on fucking A. And towers will be traded almost simultaneously. Still a full mid lane of towers up here. Okay, that is at 9 HP. ADR, zip, zap, zip, zap, zip. Zip. Alright, maybe not. It feels bad, man, for Cat. Is level 12 now. Holding a skill point, I want to say. Okay, there you go. Level 2 global now available for Cat. Not what I meant to do. Although it's a nice Dota Cinema Centaur set. Glimmer Cape up onto Ned, so really nice for him to have up against ADR. He can survive during that Orchid duration. Should bode well for the team fights. King RD bot lane uses his Impale, gets swapped back, gets the Vendetta off, and Carapace is there as well. Nicely played by King RD, no panic for him. BKB completed up by Soothe, so she will not be a good Orchid target anyways. Could be an Orchid target, but not a good one. She'll be building into a Sheila's of her own as well. Ned's looking for a 4-staff. HFN does complete up the AC, so Lifestealer still a very scary threat in this game. Ah, there's the gem. I'm waiting for this pickup. Cat is going to be the one to buy it. ADR going to try and deny up this vision from the Radiant. And again, patience from Joe. Patience from SG will be really rewarded in this game, it feels. They can just not get picked off and take fights on their terms once they're a little bit more farmed. They're going to outscale Midas Club. Midas aware of that as well. They'll take out the last outer tier tower from the Radiant. So feels like just the next thing to wait for at Midas is this third Roche, and if they're able to get that, then they look to end the game. They do have a gem of their own as well, so again, the team's thinking very like-minded here. Alright. ADR. Triggered a bit. Jump forward. Infest finds an illusion, maybe? I don't know who was there. They were under the cover of smoke, so had they been super diligent about that, they could have continued forward. But it's a lot of mana used as well by ADR for the initiation, so. And again, no rush from SG's side. Midas up. Come on, HFN, get that thing off cooldown. He is already level 22 on the Lifestealer. Highest in the game. Bar none. Still, though, feels like he hasn't really been able to sit on a target in this one. 4 staffs have been used aplenty for Midas Club. There's a Hurricane Pike on fucking A. There's a 4-staff soon to be out here for Ned. Felt like they had another one. Oh, yep, the one on Liposa as well. Very patient from Midas. I felt like they would feel a little bit more pressed to end this game, but they do have a creep from the Dominator of fucking A, and so they will know that the Roche has spawned. But SG know how important this Roche is for Midas. They'll infest up the creep and actually look into the Roche. This is going really quickly with the Solar Crest debuff. And Midas react in time. HFN very soon fine. He gets lassoed up though, and there's no counter initiation just yet. The global is there, however, after the BKB was used by the Queen of Pain. Can HFN stick on her? Not just yet, but he will be able to bring down the Roche. The swap is there. Aegis is on the deck. ADR, though, he's able to pick it up. Sonic Wave is there. They kill off HFN. ADR still standing and fighting strong with Tavo. Liposa is going to be dropped. There's a gem on the deck. Fucking A, he's going to be able to pick it up. And they will get the shrine off. For now, it's just the Lifestealer and Cat that end up dying. Huge swap play from fucking A, but they're not rewarded for it as the Storm Spirit does pick up the Aegis and holds on to his gem. Tombi's still on the chase here for ADR. He'll be able to make it out. Lifestealer down, though. They're going to want to force this buyback, despite the Aegis being up for ADR. Once again, ADR, he can clean up this wave pretty quickly with a big ball lightning. And we'll be able to do that. He actually jumps in with the Aegis onto the Vengeful Spirit. They'll get the stomp off. Impale is there as well. There's already an Aghanims on King RD. One of the better base defense items in the game. He gets the Spike Carapace off. He'll be forced that back. Fucking A, he's already used his magic missile. Impale will be there for now. He'll burrow up once again. And now he could be in a little bit of trouble. Tavo going to have to jump forward, get off the stomp. Spike Carapace is going to reflect the scream. And now potentially in trouble is the Queen of Pain. They do pop the Aegis though. For now, there's still no global. 20 seconds until HFN is back up. He really doesn't want to have to buy back here. ADR zipping forward, looking for the Queen of Pain. Will be able to bring her down. Stampede is there now. Fucking A, he may be in a little bit of trouble. They drop down the Tombstone. And now ADR going to go forward once again. BKB pop by fucking A though. And they do have the lasso onto the Storm Spirit. ADR, he's going to die. 48 seconds on the sideline. Liposa going to pop the BKB in 60 seconds. Queen of Pain not able to come back into this one. They will buy back on ADR. Tavo in trouble. Ends up dropping. Huge zip forward. ADR, he's got a lifestealer inside him. Fucking A could be in trouble here. They do not have a gem. They do get the open wounds off onto Ned though. Right click him down. Maybe they pick up the gem now and look for fucking A. They force staff TP away. Nicely played by Liposa. Gets the force staff onto fucking A. It cost them the buyback from the Storm Spirit. But again, it's an Aegis on the deck and no racks secured.
Invisibility.
Or Midas clubs, so still feel like SG are pretty happy, all things considered. They do not buy back on the Lifestealer. Yep, just a buyback on the Storm there. HFN beating away mid lane. Don't really have time to go high ground here. Well, they do have a global though, so they might consider it. They know that there's no chaotic offering, there's no lasso. Lasso very short cooldown will be up just in 10 seconds. Cat not the healthiest. They do get the final outer tier tower as well though. Still, shrines both standing, so maybe something for Midas to look at on their respawn. The gem picked up by the Radiant. Yeah, ADR has one. Bardo as well. Lincoln's gonna be popped on HFN and he'll back away. Post gonna be doing some scanning for rewards. Try and get up some vision for his side. Both teams with a similar frame of mind in that sense. Just understand how important it is to get the jump in these fights. You know, one team having a Bat Rider and a swap, potentially the next team having Nyx, Storm Spirit, and Centaur all looking to initiate. So, woke up now from SG. And they could be even fighting under a ward. Double damage rune bottom. HFN nearby. He's going to have his smoke popped. Kane, though, he's off to the west. And HFN to the north. So both teams, ever so slightly, will dodge one another. HFN may have been scouted briefly. ADR, though, and the rest of his team are not. But they may see the remnant now. Dire Side Vision does not see any of this. There's a dire vision right now, guys. Oh, the Queen of Pain. She could be in a little bit of trouble, as is fucking A, but they're playing very safe. They'll put the Lotus Orb up onto the cop. They'll jump forward, get the Orchid off. Stampede is there, though, and the Infest comes out. The Chaotic Offering will stop the Chain of Initiation. They get the Lasso off, and the Upheaval is dropped down. No real damage coming into ADR during the Lasso, though. He is forced to zip out of the fight. And now Liposa looking to chase down Tavo. They do get the Silencer. The Global was not used in that fight. And just a brazen blink up from the high ground from Queen of Pain, daring them to go on her. And no real response from SG. HFN going to have to buy back. Or HFN going to have to TP pack. Nyx has to buy back. And 20 seconds until Global. This could just mean one lane of Rax is just given up here. We'll try and take out the wave, and ADR won't be successful in doing so. So it looks like this lane of Rax is going to fall here for Midas' side. Impale from range. They get the open wounds off. HFN will purge his own with the rage, as the Echo Shell did reflect it. For now, that is the push. Oh, nice spike. Carapace is going to find the Bat Rider, and they bring him down before he gets the lasso off. Now Tavo into the backlines. Global is there. Stampede is there. They're chasing forward, looking for the big targets. They get fucking A. He gets the swap off, but he's down. Ned in trouble. ADR cleans him up. 3 heroes down. Double kill for the Storm Spirit. Beautiful play from King RD on his Nyx, who's been on point all game long with the Impales and the Carapace. And that Aghanim Scepter, easily one of the best Scepter upgrades in the game.
Stupendous.
And just hard to see him in that fight. He was just burrowed there. They go in for, you know, what could be a game-ending kill on HFN. And Liposa and his entire squad punished for it. Now up to the high ground goes HFN's Lifestealer. The buyback comes out from the Batrider, but there's no buyback on the Venge or the Warlock. HFN not deterred. Up to the high ground. Solar Crest buff is going to be placed on him. Now jump forward. Tabo does find the Stomp. Lasso, though, will end up finding the Storm Spirit. But in the meantime, ADR going in onto the Queen of Pain. A couple of right-clicks. Soothes. He's down. He can't get out. 85 seconds. No buyback. HFN beating into the Tombstone with ADR. And now into the Tier 3. This will be one lane of racks easily. HFN beating into the ranged first, and we'll get that completed. Now zip forward. They are going to find Bardo. He's out of mana. He's orchided up and impaled. He's going to be brought down, and Tavo finds the Stomp onto the Batrider on the east side. 4 heroes down. No buybacks available. And the second lane of racks is going to be forfeit as well, if not the third. Fucking A will be up in 5 seconds on the Venge, and she only has a Warlock. They do have a chaotic offering in 10 seconds. But this feels like the beginning of the end for Midas Club, as they just do not hit their window, and some great play from King RD's Nyx on the high ground is going to transition into a Mega Creeps advantage for HFN, and if not gain. A lot of gold in their hands as well. 7,800 gold on the Lifestealer now. And they'll ping in towards the Tier 4s, as it's very obvious at this point that none of these buybacks are available, else they would have been expended. First Tier 4 is going to be dropped. Second one in trouble. HFN will get a bit of his health back, infesting the enemy creeps, and bring down that Tier 4. And now, not willing to feed their advantage, they'll stampede their way out, and this is not going to feel good at all if you're Midas Club. Fully mega, Tier 4's down, a boatload of money in towards the enemy squad as well. See what the purchase is for the Lifestealer. He'll go for a Bloodthorn. Raged up, kills off the Shrine by his Lonesome. And gets rid of the Phase Boots for now. So can't put those back in and get rid of the Armlet if he likes. Can even go for the Moon Shard still. Visibility ruined there. Batrider has the gem available though, and will be able to pop the Lifestealer's Lincolns, but a nice Carapace connects onto 2. Chaotic Offering will be there. HFN, he's in a lot of trouble. He is going to end up dropping. King RD in trouble as well. And they will end up getting him down. Cat, nothing to cancel the TP. Headsy play by the captain of SG's squad. So that is a Nyx off the table, and King RD has been a major component of the team fight for SG. They do push pretty quickly with the Vengeful Spirit, but wisely so. It looks like ADR will cut the wave. They'll get this lane of racks for sure if HFN chooses not to buy back, but there are units in the base right now for Midas Club, so this is a Tier 4 rush for sure. And they're not quite expending the buyback yet from HFN. They will now expend it. He'll get the Infest off, and Stampede's going to be popped. They need to find someone here. Zip, it'll get you the Queen of Pain. Silence is going to be there from the Global, from the Silencer, and BKB popped by ADR. This could be the beginning of the end. Lasso is going to find one. That's going to be the Storm Spirit, but ADR, there's just not enough damage going into him yet. He will be able to zip out, and in the meantime, the creeps clean up the Ancient for SG. SG Esports, guys, as I'm sure many of you would expect, are able to take this series 2-0. This one, guys, Summit 7, America's Qualifiers. That'll be the first victory for them. They'll go on to face the winner of NP Complexity, and the loser of that game will end up facing Midas Club. So NP Complexity is on the schedule. It's actually scheduled for tomorrow at 1 p.m. PDT or 4 p.m. Eastern or 22 CEST. So be on the lookout for that. NP with their new squad. See if they can make it to the summit. It's definitely a group of players that everyone would definitely want to see in the summit house. So would be awesome to see that. But either way, SG for now going to return to form after losing 2-0 to Cole in Epicenter qualifiers yesterday. and they will move on to this next round of this double elim group stage bracket, trying to make it in towards the playoffs. Till then, guys, thank you for joining me. I am More Rage Please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. I hope you enjoyed the cast. If you want to criticize me or compliment me, you can tweet me over at MRP Dota. Thanks for watching again, guys. On behalf of myself, Beyond the Summit, EGB, Sennheiser, this has been your Summit 7 qualifiers. We'll be back for more tomorrow, as well as all the way throughout until the 14th of May for these Summit qualifiers. So stay tuned. Follow Beyond the Summit on Twitter for all the action. Thanks, guys.